This is Income for Life on the Retirement News Network with Matt Nelson. Matt is the founder of Income for Life and has more than a decade of experience as a retirement income specialist. He's a qualifying member of MDRT, which recognizes him as being in the top 1% of retirement planners in the world today. This is Income for Life Radio.
Good day to you and welcome to Income for Life Radio. This is Matt Nelson, president and founder of Income for Life. Thank you very much for finding us online today at our website, incomeforlife.org. We very much appreciate it. And we have a great podcast lined up for you today. So thank you very much for downloading our podcast on incomeforlife.org today and listening to our ideas and our beliefs and our thoughts when it comes to proper retirement income planning and proper retirement planning through basic common sense information. We hope that you agree. And today's show on Income for Life Radio is going to be discussing overcoming retirement anxiety and today's most common fears when it comes to retirement planning. I know a lot of you out there that are listening today have a lot of anxiety when it comes to retirement. It's the number one concern of people out there that are approaching retirement is, oh my goodness, how am I going to have income that'll last as long as I do? What am I going to do? I need to make sure that this money lasts as long as I do. So we're going to discuss today some of the most common fears and what you can do about them. But before we get started today, what we would like to do is introduce ourselves to all the new people that are just now finding us on the internet at incomeforlife.org. First of all, thank you very much for listening to our show today. And as you are probably aware, we have an online radio show. This is a podcasted radio show system that we have here at Income for Life because we have listeners and followers all over the world. We even have some listeners as far as Australia and Romania and every state in the United States that listens to our podcasted shows here right off of our website at incomeforlife.org. And you can listen to these as you're doing right now, and you can do this at any time you want, so you don't have to tune in at a particular day or a particular time of day to try to catch our show. Everything that we do is online, and it's all podcasted for you, so you can listen to all of our shows. You can go back and listen to this one if you want. It's whatever you prefer. So thank you very much for finding us on incomeforlife.org. Our toll-free number for you is 877-284-8929. 877-284-8929. And as you listen to today's show, or you listen to other shows that we have podcasted here on our website, and you say to yourself, well, Matt, I'd like to have more information about that topic. Or yes, this particular show or this podcast is exactly my concerns or things that I need for my retirement. How can I get information about Income for Life? And how can I get some ideas sent to me? Well, all you have to do is give us a call again at 877-284-8929 or shoot me an email directly to matt@incomeforlife.org. And we will get a little bit of information about you so that we can customize and tailor an Income for Life plan for you that we can either email to you or put it in the mail to you so you can see a customized strategy built specifically for your situation so that you can see exactly what we are capable of doing for you here at Income for Life. And our methods, our mentality, our ideas are based on what we like to call common sense retirement. We are a firm believer that proper retirement income planning should be based on common sense. And here's what I mean by common sense retirement planning. Most people out there are working to build a nest egg. Maybe your employer is helping you match with a 401k plan, or maybe you have a financial advisor that is helping you grow a nest egg, or maybe it's the bank. Whatever your scenario might be, most people are doing their best to have a nest egg gathered up for retirement purposes. So any nest egg that is being accumulated is designed for retirement needs. So that is exactly what a nest egg is for. So as you're working, you are building this nest egg. And then when you get close to retirement or you start your retirement, what most people do is they now need to live off of that nest egg because, again, here's a common sense thought. Whenever you quit working, you are no longer receiving your paycheck, are you? If you've retired, then you're no longer going to be getting that paycheck from your employer. So common sense would tell you that if you have a nest egg that you're building for retirement purposes, and now you no longer have a paycheck coming in other than the small Social Security check that you're receiving, you no longer have a paycheck coming in, wouldn't it make common sense to convert that nest egg over to a guaranteed income for life stream of money that is designed to replace your paycheck? Isn't that what that nest egg is there for, is to provide you income for the rest of your retirement life? Well, that's exactly what we specialize in here at Income for Life Radio, is helping you learn about those types of strategies that can guarantee that you will not outlive your income in retirement. And that is one of the top concerns in retirement today, which comes right into our topic of the day about overcoming retirement anxiety. And the most common fears is, did I save enough for retirement and will I outlive my money? So that is what we specialize in here at Income for Life Radio, are strategies and ideas built to make sure that you do not outlive your money. Because we say on our show all the time, and if you ever have met with me in person or talked to me on the phone before, you will often hear me say that retiring is easy. Staying retired is difficult. There's 10,000 people retiring every single day in America. 10,000 people. Retiring is a piece of cake. But staying retired is extremely difficult. I don't know about you, but I know of a bunch of people that maybe they retired at age 62 or 65, whatever their number was. They decided to stop working and they retired. And then by age 70, they're trying to find a job, or they're going back to work because they ran out of money, or the stock market corrected on them and they weren't prepared for that, or whatever the scenario might be. Now they're having to go back to work at age 70 and try to find a job at age 70. And I don't know about you, but I don't want that. And I don't want that to happen to our clients. So what we do here at Income for Life is we make sure that you stay retired. Please understand that. We make sure that you stay retired. We hope that you agree. Again, our website is incomeforlife.org, and our toll-free number is 877-284-8929. Give me a call, and we'll have a quick conversation, and we'll get some information sent out to you at absolutely no cost or obligation on your part, and you can learn how you can have a common-sense retirement plan through Income for Life. So let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. Again, we're going to talk about overcoming retirement anxiety and today's most common fears. This is an incredibly difficult topic and a very difficult decision. Can you afford to retire? Are you ready to retire? As we stated before, thousands of baby boomers are asking the same question every day as they reach towards that next phase of their life. As with any big decision, there's always the fear of making a mistake. When it comes to living in retirement and the possibility of running out of money, that fear can be paralyzing. With the stock market crash at the wrong time, what would happen if you had a majority of your nest egg invested in the stock market and you're about to retire and the market crashes? What are you going to do about that? What about the economy effect to your retirement paycheck? Should you be worried about Social Security? Today's show is designed to discuss some of these common fears surrounding retirement and what you need to do to overcome them. Having anxiety towards your retirement is very, very normal. That is what we call the retirement shift. That is whenever you are shifting from the accumulation phase of your life for that nest egg, building it as much as you can. That is when you shift from that accumulation over to the distribution phase, which is using that money to live on. So that is a very normal anxiety. So let's go ahead and get started here to see if we can alleviate some of that stress for you. And the first topic that we are going to discuss, or the first anxiety, if you would, is running out of money or not having enough money to retire. As you might have guessed, the biggest fear that most pre-retirees and retirees have is whether or not they'll have enough money to last them for the rest of their lives. No one wants to run out of money before they pass away. We all work a lifetime trying to amass enough money with hopes that one day we can live off of that and actually be able to enjoy ourselves and enjoy retirement. Everyone has a different vision of what their retirement may look like. Everybody is different. For some, retirement may mean no more work, period. For others, and more likely today, retirement will involve some level of employment. Perhaps that employment will be out of necessity or simply because you want to work and pass some of your time that way. Everybody's a little bit different, but ultimately, it is somewhat easy to overcome this fairly normal fear. If you're worried that you don't have enough money to retire and live comfortably, you better take a few steps back and analyze your situation, both now and for the future, in a lot more detail. So what are the things that you need to focus on here? Well, number one, quit focusing on how much money you have saved. Again, quit focusing on how much money you have saved and whatever number you think you need to get to. Because while saving is important, you're focusing on the wrong end if you're doing that. You need to rework your plan in reverse and figure out what you need that bucket of money that you have called a nest egg. You need to figure out what that nest egg can produce for you both now and into the future, because the key of retirement is not the return on your money. The key to retirement is the return of your money. So, your key number is not that you need $500,000 or $1 million before you can retire. It's that you need $4,000 a month or $6,000 a month in income. And if you have it, you will be a happy retiree. The number you develop must account for everything. And it also must account for changes that naturally occur over time. In retirement, income is the ultimate outcome. Let me say that again. Income is the ultimate outcome. So, what are some of the things that could naturally change over time that could affect that income? Well, here's some examples. What are the basic expense running for you? Stuff like food, clothing, shelter, taxes, medical bills, mortgages, etc. These are the things that you can't avoid paying. You cannot avoid these. And they may or may not ever go away. So this is required income. But don't forget about the discretionary expenses. What are you going to fill your days and spend your free time doing? Remember, until retirement, you really didn't have all this free time like you do now. So what are you going to do? Are you going to golf? Are you going to boat? Are you going to travel? What kind of monthly or yearly expense is that going to take? So you got to come up with that number as well. We call that the lifestyle income. And then, what about inflation? What about rising taxes? Rising cost of living? How will that affect your monthly income need? You need to factor that into your planning too. So, once you have a good handle on the real budget that you want to have in retirement, then you can determine whether or not you have enough money to make your budget run. And at the end of our show today, we will show you how you can assess your situation in this way and how we can help you develop a written income plan to account for the income you need your retirement savings dollars to account for. That is the first concern, and it is one of the top concerns. Again, running out of money in retirement, and do I have enough to retire on? Do not look at your total asset number. That is the wrong mentality. You need to start backwards, and you need to have a number of how much income per month you need to generate. In our manual, which is directly on our website titled Preparing for Retirement, Ways to Create Your Retirement Paycheck, we have a worksheet in the back of that manual that discusses required income versus lifestyle income. And you can do your own math. So definitely go back and download that manual if you haven't done it already, directly on our homepage, again, titled Preparing for Retirement, Ways to Create Your Retirement Paycheck, because that will help you do the math on working the numbers backwards of what your income need will be. Well, what we are going to do, folks, is we are going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and continue our conversation about overcoming retirement anxiety as we discuss today's most common fears when it comes to retirement. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
Income for Life assists retirees and pre-retirees in the creation of retirement strategies, utilizing insurance products to provide guarantees backed by the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing carrier. We are not affiliated with the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
One of the most common mistakes Matt Nelson sees at Income for Life is that many people don't have a retirement income strategy. One way to develop that strategy is to talk to an independent insurance professional like Matt about your retirement goals. Call Matt at Income for Life today to receive a no-obligation retirement income analysis. Your analysis will give you a custom retirement income strategy tailored to your financial needs that will help protect your retirement assets and provide guaranteed income you can't outlive. Call now for your no-obligation analysis. 877-284-8929. That's 877-284-8929. Schedule your no-obligation retirement income analysis with Matt Nelson at Income for Life to secure your financial independence. Call 877-284-8929.
You're listening to Income for Life on the Retirement News Network.
Welcome back to Income for Life Radio. Again, this is your host, Matt Nelson. Thank you very much for finding us online today at incomeforlife.org. And thank you very much for downloading our podcast today as we are discussing overcoming retirement anxiety and what are today's most common fears of people approaching retirement. Our phone number again is toll-free 877-284-8929. Again, 877-284-8929. And where we left off is we just discussed one of the top retirement planning fears, which is running out of money or not having enough to retire. So if you missed that part of the show, definitely go back and listen to that. You can just back up on the podcast and listen to our show in the entirety. But we're going to move on to the next topic. And the next topic is Social Security. The next anxiety or most common fear in retirement is Social Security. Is it going to go broke? Moving forward with these fears that people have, we get to Social Security, and there's been a lot of media coverage and hype about the state of Social Security and how bad things have gotten. According to the 2014 Social Security Trustee Report, the program is scheduled to pay full benefits through the year 2034. And at that time, they still project that they will have enough taxable revenue coming into the program to provide for 75% of benefit payments. That runs through the year 2089, at which point the program is expected under current regulations and rules to be, quote, in trouble. And so, of course, with projections that show the program is running at a pretty large deficit, those retirees and people who expect to rely on Social Security for some portion of their retirement income are a bit jittery about the subject. Will they still get their Social Security payment throughout their lifetime? Will they pay in forever only to receive less than the promised benefit? So, should you be worried, and specifically those of you who are currently receiving Social Security and those who will collect benefits, say within the next 10 to 15 years, should you be worried? Should you expect a decrease in your benefits? Well, I'm here to tell you that I don't think so. The government has about 20 years in which to enact reform before taxable revenue is scheduled to reduce the benefits payable. 20 years. There are several ways that they could change or make the reform to increase or improve this picture, such as raising taxes, maybe raising the Social Security age for those age brackets behind the baby boomers. And more than likely, any changes that are enacted would probably see what is called a grandfathering of those retirees who have already started collecting benefits. So, while our advice is that you shouldn't worry about Social Security, if you're one of the many people who are pensionless, meaning that you don't have a pension income from an employer, that's pensionless, and your Social Security alone is not going to provide enough income to cover your monthly expenses, then you better have a plan to develop supplemental pension-like income to cover some amount of that shortfall need, because Social Security was only designed to replace up to 40% of a person's paycheck, of a person's income need. 40% was all it was really designed to do. So you need to have another pension-style income to fall back on in addition to Social Security. So that's what we mean, that you need to develop your own pension-like income to cover that amount of the shortfall. So that is the topic as we discuss about Social Security. Is it going to be available? We feel like it will be, but there will be changes coming. You can almost guarantee that. The third concern of overcoming retirement anxiety and what are today's most common fears in retirement is getting hit with another 2008 or a major market downturn at the wrong time. This is a big one, and this leads us right into the stock market. If you're one of those people who needs to take a regular or monthly withdrawal from a portfolio of retirement savings, how do you make it last? Do you put it all in the stock market and then take withdrawals and then hope that nothing goes bad? Do you annuitize it all and lose a lot of the stock market growth potential and liquidity? Or is a combination of the two the answer? The primary thing you need to consider is how a stock market collapse might affect your income withdrawal capability. Because again, whenever you retire, you're no longer working. Whenever you're no longer working, you're no longer receiving that employer paycheck. So you have this nest egg that you fall back on. If that nest egg goes away due to a stock market collapse, what do? That is a very difficult fear and a very common anxiety. So let's take a look at this. If you're relying on your money for some level of your income for retirement purposes, and you know that the number that you are taking in a withdrawal is going to go up over time due to things like inflation, then you must be very careful with just how much risk you end up taking on that money. For example, let's look at the year like 2008 when the S&P 500 lost about 37%. You remember that. Assuming you were invested directly in the stock market back then, and let's say you had a $1 million account there. That's an easy way to do math. You had a $1 million account, and it was in the market. And you were taking a monthly withdrawal out of that portfolio of $5,000 a month, or $60,000 a year. And that is designed to supplement your Social Security payment. You were taking a 6% withdrawal from that portfolio yearly. $60,000 per year out of $1 million is 6%. So you were taking a 6% withdrawal in this scenario. So using a time value calculation, if the market doesn't ever go down or you weren't invested directly in the S&P and you took $1 million with a withdrawal of $60,000 per year, interest average of 4% per year, how long would it take to go down to zero? So again, let me go through those numbers again. If you got $1 million portfolio and you're withdrawing $60,000 a year and the interest is averaging, which is the growth in your plan, is averaging 4% per year, how long would it take to go to zero? The answer is 28.01 years. Now, if you had lost 37% in the stock market, which happened in 2008, if you lost 37% and your $1 million now went down to $630,000, that 28 years is now 13.8 years. Ouch. That is a term that is called reverse dollar cost averaging. That is when you are taking money out of a depreciating asset. So let's say that you had that $1 million portfolio. Let's run through these numbers again because I understand that this can be confusing. You got your $1 million portfolio and you're taking out your 5% withdrawal rate. So that's $60,000 a year that you're living on. And that $1 million portfolio drops by 37%. Now you still need that $60,000 a year. You still need that income. But now that $60,000 a year is coming out of a much lower number. Your $1 million is now down to $630,000. At that current rate, that income of $60,000 a year is only going to last you 13, maybe 14 years. That is where people get in so much trouble, and that's when people cannot stay retired. Remember earlier in the show where I said we are experts of making sure that you stay retired because nobody wants to go back to work and try to find a job at age 70 out of necessity. Because their value went down. They ran out of money. Now they have to go back to work. That is a dangerous proposition to put yourself into when you absolutely do not have to do it. So again, that is one of the top concerns, and that is getting hit with another stock market correction right at the time you are about to retire. Our phone number, again, is 877-284-8929, and our website is incomeforlife.org. Let's go ahead and continue now. We're going to go to the next situation, and this is how we can help you to relieve some of this anxiety. As we discussed earlier in the show, what we were going to do towards the end of the show is we were going to give you some ideas about how you can alleviate some of this stress. I often hear, well, Matt, I understand everything that you just said. I understand that, I need to know what my income is going to be because I'm scared of running out of money. I understand the dangers of the stock market and what could happen. I'm also understand completely that Social Security may be in danger. I get all of that. But what in the heck am I going to do about it? I don't know where to start. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to turn. I get all this information flooded into my mailbox all the time. I get invited to these workshops and these dinner events all the time. Everybody says that everybody else is wrong and they're the only ones that are right. And I just don't know what to do. And I'm almost paralyzed because there's so much information coming in. I don't know what to do. That is what we often hear from people that call in to our toll-free number is, I don't know where to start. So what we're going to do is we are going to tell you exactly where you need to start. And here's what it is. This simple process that we're going to go through right now will assess your situation prior to retirement. Sitting down with us, what you will get is you can get a complete assessment of your situation. This is not a cookie cutter approach. You are not the same as your neighbor. So this will be specifically designed for you. If you give us a call, we will schedule a very quick phone appointment or a personal appointment given where you are in close proximity to our Midwest office. But we can do this right over the phone as well. And here's the process that we will take you through. Number one, you will need to have the following information handy. You will need to have an updated account statements on all financial assets and retirement savings levels. Or in other words, the other best way to say it is, how much do you have in your nest egg? We need that number. We will also need your current monthly budget and projected retirement budget. And if you have enough time projecting the future budget, we can help you with that. Again, go download our manual on our homepage titled Preparing for Retirement, Ways to Create Your Retirement Paycheck, because that worksheet is in the back where you can determine what your required income is. Then you can put down your lifestyle income and what that is, and then your current guaranteed income sources to come to your income gap. So we have that directly in the back of our manual. So go back and grab that. And then when you give us a call, have your income gap number available. And then you also need to give us your most recent nest egg amount. So then what we can do is we can help you assess your situation and alleviate your stress about retirement. But you have to call to set up that appointment. Again, that phone number is 877-284-8929. 877-284-8929. Are you retiring soon? Are you in retirement? Are you 100% sure you have enough to make it work? And if you do, are you taking too much risk? That is the show today. Do not procrastinate, people. If you're listening to us right now and you are over the age of 55, you need to give our office a call. Again, that is 877-284-8929, or simply shoot me an email to matt@incomeforlife.org, and let's walk through your scenario so that we can ease the anxiety that I know you have when it comes to proper retirement planning. We hope that you agree. Thank you very much for tuning in to today's podcasted episode of Income for Life Radio. We very much appreciate you listening today. Feel free to share these podcasts and our stories with others in your area. Again, our website is incomeforlife.org and our phone number is 877-284-8929. My name is Matt Nelson, president of Income for Life LLC. Thank you very much for tuning in today, and until next week, bye-bye for now.
You've been listening to Income for Life on the Retirement News Network. Income for Life assists retirees and pre-retirees in the creation of retirement strategies, utilizing insurance products to provide guarantees backed by the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing carrier. We are not affiliated with the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
One of the most common mistakes Matt Nelson sees at Income for Life is that many people don't have a retirement income strategy. One way to develop that strategy is to talk to an independent insurance professional like Matt about your retirement goals. Call Matt at Income for Life today to receive a no-obligation retirement income analysis. Your analysis will give you a custom retirement income strategy tailored to your financial needs that will help protect your retirement assets and provide guaranteed income you can't outlive. Call now for your no-obligation analysis. 877-284-8929. That's 877-284-8929. Schedule your no-obligation retirement income analysis with Matt Nelson at Income for Life to secure your financial independence. Call 877-284-8929.
Information provided during Income for Life Radio is for illustrative purposes only and does not constitute investment, tax, or legal advice. Information has been obtained from sources that are deemed to be reliable, but their accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed. Always consult with a qualified investment, legal, or tax professional before taking any action. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Individuals should thoroughly review the contract for specific details of the product, features, and costs. Income payments and withdrawals from deferred annuities are generally taxable as ordinary income in the year they are taken.